Welcome to a special episode of Bike and Beyond. We're heading to a well-known trail centre in the Forest of Dean today, and for two awesome reasons. First, I'm joined by fellow mountain bike YouTuber Gary from Adventure Trails MTB, a man well known for his riding, bike fixing know-how, and his bright shirts. Our plan is to hit some of the trails here at the Canop Cycle Centre, then head up towards the kick-ass downhill trails. And the second reason today is going to be awesome is that ATMTB is letting me loose on his bike for the day. Let me introduce you all to the all-mountain Cube Stereo150. This is Cube's carbon frame all-mountain / enduro race bike. All you need to know about this is that it boasts 160mm of front end travel and a further 150mm in the rear. It's light, has aggressive geometry, and is engineered to be fast. It's safe to say that this bike is on the opposite end of the scale to the hardtail that I usually ride, so it'll be really interesting to see what today brings. Instead of heading straight to the interesting downhill trails, we thought it best to take a lap on the Blue Verdurous Trail first. We visited this trail before on the channel, so why not go back and check it out after you've watched this video. Having an intro lap is a good idea when getting used to a new bike. You can suss out how it feels, how it moves, and get comfortable on it. It would be great if I can avoid wrapping ATMTB's rather expensive bike around a tree today. For anyone that's ridden this trail in the past, you will know that it's an awesome flow trail with a decent ratio of climbing to descending. We chose to ride the blue trail here instead of the red because we both agreed that the blue trail is so much more fun. As we start to wind our way slowly up the hill, I get to see how well the Cube all-mountain machine does ascending, and let me tell you, it has no problems. The 1x12 drivetrain makes light work of hills. At this stage it's important to mention that because I'm riding Gary's enduro bike, he is riding his Sonda Transmitter hardtail. A capable bike no doubt, but the Forest of Dean has a lot of roots, which can make for a bumpy ride on a hardtail. So I think it's important for us to acknowledge his sacrifice here, just so I can have a cushy ride. Thanks man. So I was already impressed with the Cube Stereo's ability to climb, but that's not the bit of the trail I was looking forward to riding. Now it was time for the first downhill section.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, ready to roll?
Yeah.
I get some good crash footage out of this from me stacking it.
At this point, the speed coming around the tree caught me out a bit and caused me to take a pretty weird line, something that you'll probably see me do a number of times throughout this video. Now, I'm sure it doesn't look like it on camera, but this section is fast. But damn, I've already fallen in love with this bike. It's light, definitely fast, and so comfortable. I knew at this point today was going to be an awesome ride. Winding our way through the forest, we alternated the lead, chatted about bikes, and had a laugh. Riding with new people and using new kit is a great way to be able to improve your riding. It can really spur you on, give you a boost, and it's just good fun.
This bike is amazing!
If you've ridden this trail before, you'll know how fun the last few sections are. Because most of the climbing on this trail is done at the start, the last few parts are pure descent. This is one of my favourite sections of the trail. The line splits into a couple of different options and it snakes all over the place. It's fast and super fun.
Woohoo! Woo! Oh. Bad line. Oh, hello.
Because it feels so light and manoeuvrable, I felt like I was having trouble keeping up with the bike rather than it keeping up with me.
Wow.
Despite having big 29-inch wheels, it's extremely agile and very playful. I was really starting to get used to it. The Cube Stereo really shows its worth on the downhill sections. Gary and myself have a similar style of riding, so the bike was already set up in a way that worked for me. If you haven't already, I recommend that you try and ride your friends' bikes a couple of times. This will help you realise what you want and don't want to ride and how different setups may suit you. I've ridden a number of different full suspension bikes recently, and it was interesting to see how this compared. It's also a great opportunity to see how you like different components on the bikes. After a warm-up lap, we went to take a look at the downhill trails. A couple are currently being worked on by the Dean Trail volunteers, heroes, so we went for a run down Sheepskull and Launchpad.
Sheepskull, you should be alright on the full sus.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm dreading this on the hard side.
We shall see. Good luck.
Sheepskull is a 2-dot trail, so it has some tricky elements to it, which in the Forest of Dean basically means roots.
Oh, there's some roots.
This was a great trail to ride, and I would definitely look forward to hitting this one again.
How's that hardtail working out for you?
MTB assured me that even on the hardtail, this trail is still fun, but we both agree that it's much more comfortable and enjoyable on a full squish.
Sheepskull and flatland.
On a trail like this, you certainly have to keep your wits about you.
Yeah, nice line choice.
It may not be the steepest trail, but there's certainly lots you need to focus on.
Ooh.
Like that tree, for example. The end of this trail finishes quite abruptly. Like I said, a 2-dot trail in the Forest of Dean equals lots and lots of roots. After having a blast on the first couple of sections of Sheepskull, we headed back up the hill to hit one more trail before home.
Here we go.
Dropping into the top of Launchpad, it was clear that MTB is not hanging around. He was dialed in on his hardtail, and I had to put some work in to try and catch him up.
He is going for it now.
A bit of a confession at this point. I'd been filming us chatting before the trail, and I'd changed the camera angle and forgotten to put it back. It doesn't last too long, but to be honest, all you would have seen is Gary zooming off in the distance and me eating his dust.
Yeah, that was good.
That bit's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, you were rapid down there.
Swapping at the halfway point, I led the last section.
Let's go, Launchpad.
I was stoked to be riding this bike down the last section, but gutted that I'd have to give it back once we were down. This bike is so fast, so comfortable and so agile that on the trail it feels extremely playful. I could honestly ride it for days.
Oh yes. How good was that?
It was amazing to ride with fellow YouTuber Adventure Trails MTB today. Make sure you go and check out his channel for a slightly different take on today's ride. It was also amazing to be riding the Cube Stereo for the day, and I can't thank Gary enough. I've recently been testing a few full suspension bikes, and I can tell you that nothing has felt as good as this one did. So it looks like I'll be going back to the geometry drawing board to narrow down my search for a new bike. So, I hope you enjoyed today's ride, I certainly did. Remember to make the positive life choice to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.